Since the amendments to the Firearm Act has been in place, countless concerns of innocent people being taken into custody for being in the residence or the presence of an illegal firearm has mounted. On April 18, 2012, 6 persons, including Allyson Major Sr., were charged for such an offense after officers of the Gang Suppression Unit, GSU, conducted a search at a Peter Saco Street residence where they discovered a double-barrel shotgun, reportedly to have been stolen, and a 16-gauge shotgun and ammunition. A family of 5 were originally arrested and charged. Then, 19-year-old Kent Lynch took responsibility for illegal possession of the weapons. Major, however, was still dragged to court and remanded to the Belize Central Prison despite not residing at the address. Allyson Major was acquitted of the charges against him and is now suing the government of Belize and challenging the Firearms Act. Trial began today in the courtroom of Justice Michelle Arana, and attorney Anthony Sylvester explained that Major's 2 main arguments include unlawful detention and the violation of his constitutional rights.
We're in court making principally 2 arguments. They're very detailed and lengthy arguments, but they're in substance form very brief. One, that his right, his constitutional right not to be arrested, not to be detained, not to lose his freedom unless there's reasonable suspicion. That right was violated. There was no reasonable suspicion for this man to have been arrested and detained and carted off of prison for 38 days. He didn't have the ability to secure an attorney, and so he had to wait 38 days until his family could pull together some monies to be able to secure an attorney to obtain bail in the Supreme Court. That is an injustice. That is something which happens on a day-to-day basis, and Mr. Major has taken the brave challenge to bring this matter to court. We've also challenged his right to be presumed innocent. The law under consideration also makes it mandatory that, look, in addition to deeming you to be in possession of illegal firearm and ammunition, you have to now go to a court and then prove your innocence. So Major went through a full trial. He was able to be acquitted, but a citizen should not be put through that where they would have to obtain the service of an attorney.
Sylvester says that there was no evidentiary support for Major's unlawful detention.
Section 5(1)(e), that's the right of a person to not be deprived of your personal liberty, except the authorities have reasonable suspicion that you have committed an offense or you are about to commit an offense. In this case, he wasn't present when they found the firearm. He now live at the premises. Some people were charged, taken to court, one pleaded guilty. So in no circumstances could it be said that there was reasonable basis for him to have been charged. So that violation of that, in our view, is very clear. Also, you have a right to not be presumed guilty. There's a presumption of innocence. But if you are deemed to be guilty, as the law does, and you have to prove your innocence, then what it does is it reverses that constitutional right, and it places you in a position, as I explained, where you have to go look for a lawyer to defend yourself. And not everybody have the luxury and have the means to be able to obtain an attorney. And those are the grave injustices that clearly ordinary Belizeans on each passing day are subject to.
Major is seeking special damages, which include loss of earnings and vindicated damages. Justice Arana reserved judgment after arguments concluded this afternoon. Attorneys for the government and the officers from GSU, which conducted the raid, are Deputy Solicitor General Nigel Hawke and Crown Counsel Rave Gonzalez.